Well, hello and welcome to the PMQ live update for today, which is December 22nd. Yes, I know that thumbnail is still up there. Oh my God, look at how many faces we have here today. This is a year in review for PMQ live update. We started this at the beginning of this year when everything kind of shut down and everything went crazy. And we're all still trying to find a way to be relevant and stay in business. And these are some of my favorite guests, some of the most fun that we ever had. I do have another a video that I want to show, kind of a highlight reel, but I want to go ahead and let everybody kind of introduce themselves. So let's start with Rico because I know he's on a time schedule. So Rico, why don't you introduce yourself? I mean, you were one of the newest members and people that we met. So
yeah, pretty new to this. Thanks for having me on. My name is Rico Lenardi from Pittsburgh. I own Slice on Broadway. New to the competition. Excited to hear what all the pizza greats have to say.
Well, yeah, and I mean, you came in and you got, what was it, third place in the virtual US Pizza competition, and unfortunately we couldn't taste the recipe, but I could just all the aromatics I was getting because they had a lot of lemon zest on it, and the crumb structure was beautiful. Next up, we have Mr. Mark Todd, the cheese dude, who just got back from mushroom hunting. So, he's got his whole Indiana Jones mushroom thing going on. I mean, tell us who you are, cheese dude. I guess that's about it right there. But you're muted, sir.
How about that? Does that work now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Cheese dude, antique technology man. Travel the world teaching people about cheese. Worked for all the big commodity boards and go trade shows and seminars around the world and around America, teaching chefs and pizza operators better ways to use the hundreds and thousands of varieties of cheeses around the world, particularly U.S.
That's great. As much as we could do domestic, but I mean, that's a big job, man. There's a lot of cheese, and we appreciate that. Giovanni Labate, a member of the U.S. Pizza team, he's won several competitions too. He's placed in several competitions. Billy Bricks of the Chicagoland area. What did we talk about?
What's that?
What did we even talk about? I think it was employee not compensation, but creating that atmosphere. Correct?
We did, yeah, during COVID, yes. But I'm Giovanni Labate, Director of Operations and franchisee of Billy Bricks here in Chicago and in Mount Prospect.
All right, and you guys have several locations up there. That's why I say let's Chicagoland area. It's hard to list a bunch.
Oh yeah, we have 10.
That's a lot. Hey, are you jealous a little bit? Oh, I was gonna say, are you jealous? My next guest, Mr. Michael LaMarca, captain of U.S. Pizza team, owner of U.S. Pizza team. Not yet, thankfully, because I'd probably be fired. But owner of Master Pizza in Cleveland. Go ahead. Unmute.
Sorry about that, Brian. Hey, everybody. Michael LaMarca from Master Pizza in Cleveland, Ohio. We kind of craziness going on, but we're all getting through it together. We're all working together, sharing ideas. I think this pizza community has come together much closer this year than ever, working together to get through it all together. And like I said, at the end of this, we're all going to have probably the world's biggest pizza party because it's going to be well earned from everybody.
Absolutely, and I know you were busy in the chat room last night kind of deciphering the new aid bill that's coming out for everybody, so we appreciate that for sure. Next up, I want to introduce Mr. Derek Tung of Pauly G's in Logan Square in Chicago. I think when we talked, we were talking about it wasn't compensation, but was it compensation or was it the motivation for your employees? It's kind of a similar topic, but...
Yeah, we were definitely talking compensation early on. I know it was really early during COVID when I was very optimistic and was like, "Oh, we'll be done with this in like 2 months." But now it's been forever. It feels like, so it's quite the times.
All right. Well, I mean, again, we always have a lot of good topics to talk about and differing viewpoints and strategies. So next I want to go to Mr. Lenny Rago because I get the evil eye from him. He's saying, if you don't come to me next, you're off my Christmas list. Mr. Rago.
How are you guys? My name's Lenny Rago. I started Master Pizza about 10 years ago. I sold it to a chump named Michael LaMarca and the rest of it.
So you are the belligerent owner of Master Pizza that you were fine to get rid of. He is actually of Panino's Pizzeria, 3 Partners in Chicago, right?
I love that Michael's got the mute. Mike muted. He can't talk. Anyway, yeah. Panino's Pizzeria, Chicago, 3 locations. Been around 25 years. So.
Well, and you do a lot of the management of the marketing side of it too. I mean, and you also do other marketing things on the side as far as like music and bands and stuff, which I absolutely love. Trying to get on your label, I've been rejected about 15 times, but that's okay. That's okay, I guess. So, all right. Next up, we got Mr. Alex Kuntz, Hot Tongue Pizzeria. No, well, actually, soon to be Hot Tongue, but also Purgatory Pizzeria out in LA, correct?
Yep, owner of Purgatory Pizza, and then we're working on I'm working on my second shop, an all-vegan shop called Hot Tongue that should hopefully be open by April.
That's awesome. I like how you have those 2 concepts, and it's all vegan for that next one. I'm interested to see what you guys come up with. And I see the last 2, and I'm not picking last. I'm just kind of going down the screen here. So Nathan. Nathan Buclair. I've been mispronouncing it the whole time, but Nathan Buclair of Burkett Restaurant and Equipment. Burkett Equipment and Restaurant Supplies. They're a great sponsor of the U.S. Pizza team. I want to kind of see what your experience. You're relatively new to the whole U.S. Pizza team game, more or less, but you got a lot of great info. We did, I think it was last week, we did an interview with you and Dan Uccello.
Yeah, last week was first time, joining and kind of talking with some of the members. And personally, I'm newer with helping out at Burkett and working with the U.S. Pizza team. Proud sponsors, by the way. Thank you guys for your support, and look forward to more as we, work through the pandemic and see what's yet to come. I'm extremely hopeful that all this is going to be a thing of the wayside, and we'll be able to just focus on what's next. And yeah, we're here to support you wherever we can.
All right. And I did want to let everybody know that we do have, unfortunately, we have more people than we're allowed to actually have in the room who are supposed to be coming in. So hopefully we're looking for Laura Smith. We're looking for Jim Mirabelli of any PA Pizza Review. But Brandon Davis, you're the, unfortunately, last person in the room that I was able to get to. But my first pick for Hawkeye Cosplay, and you make a great pizza, man. We just met actually last year in the Maro Forni competition, our Northeast Pizza Cup. So tell us a little bit about Novellas and yourself.
Yeah, thanks. Brandon Davis, Novellas Pizza, outside Detroit in Michigan. And we have 1 location, and we're finishing construction on our 2nd location here in the next month and a half or so. So excited to be here and learn a little bit and share some stories if I can. Thanks for having me.
No, absolutely. I mean, you guys all contributed greatly to PMQ Live Update. You all said, when I asked, you jumped and said, yes, when can I be there? So we've had a lot of great information. Pasquale Di Maio, thank you. A U.S. Pizza team member as well. He says, hello, guys. Again, it just, you can put up your comments here. We do have someone trying to enter the studio, but it's full. Is there anybody who wants to maybe back out who has something else they can be doing better? Mark Todd. Okay. Well, I do have a regular show coming up with you as far as the cheese dude. So one final affirmation real quick, Mark, before I kick you out.
Okay. I'm just happy that I got a chance to be around with you guys this year. I'm sorry that it was a terrible year for a lot of people's business. It's going to be better this next year. I'm looking forward to it, getting back on the road and helping everybody that I can, learning how better to use cheese in your operations. So thank you guys for being here. Happy holidays. I hope it goes well. And 2021's got to be better.
Absolutely. Mark, thank you so much for all, we're looking forward to having a recurring segment with you because the world of cheese is huge. So
love it.
I will let you now take your leave of us.
Thank you, gentlemen. Back to the mushroom field.
He couldn't wait to get out of here fast enough. He's like, I got mushrooms to find. I do realize that I had this video, but it relies heavily on sound, and I did not set it up to where I could play the sound for you. So I will put up this highlight video later. But I did want to let the other person who was trying to come in get their chance to come in. But, I mean, I wanted to talk a little bit about let you guys talk amongst yourself about 2020. what were some of the hardest things that you guys had to see, just all as operators, when it started? And I mean, when do we think it started? Because I remember first hearing about it myself end of January. I had no idea. I think it was you, Lamarcky. You called me up. We were in Ohio. And you said, this whole thing with this virus is going crazy. I said, what virus? And I felt really stupid about that. But, I mean, what has kind of been the progression for you guys? Mike, go first.
Well, I think kind of like what Derek said earlier. We all kind of expected it to be a shorter window, and as this thing progressed, it was obvious that this was not going away anytime soon. And we made several adjustments in our company, and one of the things that we really, I said this before, I think wherever, I don't know if I was talking with you guys, but we were inundated with so many new ways of operating, best practices of operating through this, and so many new policies and procedures that we really took a step back and really focused on our current procedures and our current menu. And we didn't add anything new, which we typically do about once or twice a year. And we didn't add anything new operationally, just so we could really, with the big distraction that this was bringing in, we could focus on that and take care of our everyday business. So
more sustaining at that point, right?
Correct. And it set us back with some of our plans, but it's life and business, it's not always how you plan it. So we just made those adjustments, and we kind of recentered and refocused on what we do. And I believe we run a much tighter operation now than we did prior to this. I think sometimes some complacency gets in the way.
Okay.
And I think that it's that's what we did. That's what we did here. And as this, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, don't get complacent. You gotta. I mean, you made the adjustment to sustain versus grow, and I know that that's what Master Pizza's done. Anybody else? I mean, as far as Panino's, Lenny. I mean, you guys, you've been the solid 3 states solid 3 businesses for the whole time you've been in existence. 25 years? So, I mean, you haven't tried to grow. So, what was your sustainability issues?
Like I told, everybody asked me how you doing, I just tell them survival mode, extra staff in case anybody gets sick. So I mean, my payroll is through the roof, but if something happens, I'm covered, because that's we're doing a high volume of. I noticed we're doing a high volume of deliveries and pickups between the hours of 4:30 and 7:30 versus when it was more spread out. So everybody's ordering all at one time. So we're getting 98 tickets an hour, which is crazy. All at one time, because then we revamped our online ordering. We created our own. I developed a new website and got rid of all my third parties. So that helped a lot.
Oh, and that might be another thing we touch on it a little bit. I saw Derek, you were nodding your head about when he was talking about labor and stuff. What are your thoughts on that? Because I know you guys were kind of hit hard. You're downtown Chicago. You're downtown, closer than Evanston.
I mean, we're just outside of downtown. We're in Logan Square. Our labor has been through the roof, right? Really, my strategy was to try to take care of my team as much as possible, and so we didn't stick to the tried and true. When we reopened shop after things got a little bit better, we had 2 routes that we could go that I identified. One, get rid of half my team and just sell what we're known for, right? Pushing out Detroit's, pushing out Wood-Fired, keep the whole pizza team, get rid of all the front of house, and just kind of execute. Or 2, we could try to invent a new process, create new revenue line streams, and try to maintain business to keep as much of the team together as possible. And so we went with number 2. We burned through a lot of money. We're still burning through money. We tried a lot of things. Food costs went up. The worst months we had 70% labor costs, which was insane. But now, little by little, I think we've seen a lot of attrition just because the tips have fallen significantly, right? Since we're no longer full service, our front of house team is not getting the tips they're used to. So a lot of them have actually taken other opportunities, moved up in other careers. or moved back home with their own parents for various reasons, which is a blessing in disguise ultimately, because it's going to give me a chance to kind of revamp the whole tip structure in the restaurant when we do reopen post-COVID. But, it's been tough. Like we've been losing $10,000 to $15,000 a month pretty much. And in a good month we'll break even, but otherwise we're just burning. And the lucky thing is, we got a PPP loan. We had money saved up for HVAC and chair renovations and things like that. So we're just kind of like, we have a long runway, but at some point, we've got to stop bleeding too. So.
Well, and it's kind of like that roller coaster. We're coming back up, and it's almost the same thing again. And guys, I see you're all muted and you're being very patient. Chime in. Don't wait for me to ask you a question. If you want to say, no, absolutely not. I mean, Nathan, what have you been seeing on the, just people ordering equipment and restaurant supplies?
Brian, before Nathan talks, it's like I said, survival mode. It's not about making a profit. It's making sure all my employees can go home with a paycheck every week. It's basically
surviving and sustaining. Yeah, absolutely. So I mean,
sorry to interrupt.
And that was like, the vision that we had here is that, we have to be lean and mean, and we want to, our goal was to get through this, because no one knew exactly what was going to happen, how it was going to happen. And so, we prepared ourselves to, how could we be lean and mean? We didn't get rid of anybody. We kept our staff. We actually opened 2 stores during this. But, what I was talking about being lean and mean was operationally, like, because we didn't have to add labor or products or stuff like that, because that would be, now you have to pay to train, you have to pay to advertise it, you had to pay, those are all ancillary costs that build up when you do those kind of things. So we just said, let's take our program and just run hard and fast with it. So that's why I'm saying we became tighter operationally, and we've seen the growth because I think we were able to win the confidence of our customers to serve them quickly, safely, and their expectations of what they wanted, we were able to fulfill. So,
well, Alex, I mean, I want to get to Alex and Brandon too, but Alex, I mean, you out in California, I mean, it's a huge state, big population. I mean, how did you guys fare through this? And I'm going to get to Alex and Brandon, and then we're going to move on from this to more, looking towards the future. But how did you guys fare? Alex.
I mean, you never really knew what was going to happen with with our mayor and the governor just shutting us down or opening us or whatever. So since March, we've tried to stick to that same thing, which is just pick up and delivery and not really try to change too much from that model, which is already built in, obviously, with the pizza place, which we've fared pretty well.
Okay, I mean, so it's definitely it's one of those things where you have to adjust from the head down, being the government. So are you just kind of maybe just keeping your sorry, mute for a second, but I mean, you're just kind of keeping everything on the balance until you actually have to be told to shut down and things like that?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they did the full shutdown in March, and they have tried to open up certain things and then close this again. But since March, we have never really tried to do any of those things. We just stuck with that thing. Don't let anybody in, and stay consistent that way, because the city and the state is just doing this, and you don't want to confuse your customers with. We're doing outdoor dining where we can do 15%. So we just try to stick with that consistent model that we've had, and, and just do our best. And I couldn't agree more with, the influx of business that comes is 4 o'clock until about 8 or 9. And it's really just trying to keep the employees that are working 9 to 4, not losing any of that shift. That check, their income. So it's just a battle, because we could easily just close at 4 or open at 4 and probably be making a good amount of profit, but we would have lost half our staff as well. So it's just a balancing act.
Yeah, and then I like how you're balancing, just consistency versus actually keeping people employed and stuff like that. So I see you, Lenny. Are you raising your hand? I'm not sure. But Brandon, I wanted to get to you as well, and you did misspell your name in your thing there, but you're in New Hudson, Michigan, right?
Yeah, New Hudson, Michigan. It's pretty close to Ann Arbor. About 30 minutes away from Detroit. And our current location is counter service. And so it was kind of an easier adjustment for us to just go into a full-on carry out delivery curbside mode. We already had the delivery infrastructure, but back when this thing started, I remember hearing a rumor that they were thinking about extending the stay at home until June, and that just sounded so unreasonable that there's no way that was going to happen. Obviously, here we are today, still dealing with it. But yeah, it was nothing is normal. Nothing is normal right now. So our staffing is our labor is high because we're preparing for somebody to call out sick and or the threat of they possibly were exposed somewhere, so they need to get a test or stay home for a couple of days. And so we're always staffing a little heavy. That's been kind of tough, but we've never had servers in the restaurant. And so everybody, like, if you answer the phone or if you build pizzas, whatever you do, everyone kind of does everything except for work the oven. And so we did close down lunch for a little bit, and then our staff needed they just needed more hours. A lot of the businesses closed down the street, which was really big for us for our lunch business. But we decided to open back up, and we got a good opportunity for a second location during all this. And so which is kind of scary because it's going to be a bigger, we have like 30 seats in our current location. That one's going to be like 80 to 90 with a full bar. So it's like not the most ideal time to do that. Maybe it will be. Who knows what happens when we open in early February. But we were, able to keep everybody, with their hours. And it was a struggle for a little while there, a few weeks that the sales were just so bad. I just didn't know what was going to happen. I kind of, turned around, and, the community's been really good to us. And, we changed the menu in the meantime, got a new website in the meantime, and used this to focus on, what our next step is going to be. And with a new location opening up, I kind of pulled back, still at the restaurant every day, but I was able to give, more responsibilities for some of our other employees to give them some more pay and more hours. And they've taken that and done really well with it. But we're so, on a small scale at our current location, we only have 13 employees. And so it's pretty easy to get those hours spread out with a couple drivers. But yeah, I'm just looking forward to this being over with so we can, in some way, not accept it as the new norm, so we can kind of move forward and get people actually in the restaurant. That's been the hardest part. Is a big part of it is that face-to-face interaction. I see somebody outside of the restaurant that always talks to me, knows me, and I have to announce who I am because they never see me without a mask on. So they pull it down and say, "Hey, it's Brandon over at Novella's Pizza." "Oh my gosh, I didn't recognize you without the shirt and the hat." Like, yeah. So we did miss a good part of that, but we finally opened up the restaurant so we could actually come in and pick up your pizza before we had a carry-out window, and that stunk for a little bit, but people were appreciative of it. But now it's nice to at least get a little closer with the mask on and the social distancing, but can't wait for this to be done.
Great. Right. Well, I'm looking forward. We're looking forward to 2021, and Nathan Buclair. What are we looking for as far as kind of equipment buys for people who have actually been trying to open restaurants during this pandemic or for the future of 2021? Because I know there are some crazy things coming up. But and again, at this point, guys, unmute yourself and join in the conversation. Don't wait for me to call on you. That part has passed. We have left that behind us now. Now it's an open conversation. So, but just let Nathan get his little bit out. So,
no, I appreciate that. So yeah, I mean, 2021, we're starting to see more and more price increases coming, which, we talked about that a little bit last week. And with all this new government incentives and things that are starting to come out and more information being released, one of the things that I've heard from local jurisdictions and things are that there's SBA loans available. If you're looking to open a new establishment or do some revamping, that there is grant money available to help So don't be afraid to, contact your local SBA office, contact your equipment provider, whatever it might be, and just see what's available that can help financially, help for just additional support in any way. A lot of what we've seen over the last 6 to 8 months is a lot of equipment replacement business with some of the PPP loans that came out earlier this year. So we started to see a little bit more here recently as well. So I say it's a good sign. It's a good sign for us for business, but it's a good sign for the industry that there's still something happening. People are trying to improve their business in some way, shape, or form. All these guys here today, we're doing something right. Whether it's just one, which for me it seems to be real important, is keeping your people happy. We're all family in this together, so keep your staff good and ready to come back and help out. And one of the things that we've done at Burkett years ago, we created this. It was reset, refocus, regrow. And I think during this time, reset, refocus was a mandatory requirement in order to be successful today. And then the regrow is let's build this back up. And everyone here, from what I'm hearing, has done a phenomenal job with that. And we've got all of next year to make it even better.
That's great. And that's the thing, is that everybody has to kind of grab onto what little positive we have. So again, one of our superstars, Lamarca, to the side, Mr. Lars Smith, he was able to join us. And Lars, thank you so much for being able to be here. I love the digitized t-shirt you're wearing there. I love that. The video game, 16-bit.
Free advertising.
No.
8-bit.
8-bit. Okay, you're like a Lamarca Jr. there. Okay, that's all you get. So, but what are your thoughts on this, real quick, and then we're gonna jump into what we're looking forward to the future, and then just a couple things like that. But I
missed the question because you let me in late. What's the question?
Yeah, we just had such a popular demand, we didn't have room for you. But question is what kind of adjustments did you have to make in 2020? And, how has that kind of progressed from the beginning of it up until now?
The biggest one, I've said this on your show before, is that we were 90% dine-in before. So we didn't do takeout. We didn't have boxes. We didn't have containers. We didn't have really a mechanism for pickup. We did a couple pickups now and then, but we did everything in store. I think it might have even been higher than 90%. It might have been mostly like 95%. Dine-in. So we had to figure out how to do takeout in our space. So we blew apart basically the whole dining room, took out one of our sneeze guards in the kitchen to create a second pickup window, and just realized that for the foreseeable future, we had to be able to do takeout and curbside efficiently. So just really kind of redesigned our whole operation, which is kind of sad because our beautiful restaurant we built for 130 people fit in here is now a takeout restaurant. We're paying rent in 3,600 square feet, but we've made it work and we've kept everybody employed. And we're not in any dire straits right now, which we can't say the same for a lot of my friends' restaurants around the country.
Well, that's a pretty big change. And again, guys, if you want to jump in, feel free to jump in, unmute yourself and comment on all this stuff. But so, that's a really big change right there, is to go from 90% dine-in to having to convert to carry out and delivery. So,
Lars, are you 90% pickup?
100% pickup now because we're closed down again. I know I heard some of the people saying, yeah, no, we deliver through. We have Toast POS, which has really been a godsend to us during this pandemic, and Toast contracts through DoorDash, so they'll dispatch DoorDash drivers. But we set the fees, so it's a flat rate for us. So we do delivery through Toast and DoorDash. I pay like 10 to 15% depending on the size of the order, but that's about 6% of our. I think it's about 6% in the last month or two of our total order. So yeah, it's pretty much all takeout.
That's a drastic change, going 90% carry out, dine in, and then having to refocus and
Yeah, like in days too, because it was not gradual here in California, because we're in Santa Clara County where the first confirmed cases were in the United States. So it happened like really quickly here. But thankfully, one of my partners and I and some of the other employees here had background in Pizza My Heart, which is a big regional chain that Leah's from and that I'm from, Justin Wadstein. So like that was a slice and takeout joint. So like we had the skill set to figure it out. We just hadn't designed the restaurant for that. So there was a lot of like infrastructure changes, getting the POS up to date for takeout and online ordering, and really just spending a ton of time figuring that out at the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Brian, when people comment on the screen here, I know there's Dominic, hello, I see you say hello, Supply. If I go in the chat room and say something, will they see that, or do you have to do that?
No, if you go in the private chat, they won't see that. But I was getting ready to actually suggest that anybody who wants to ask a question or comment here, go through the Facebook comments, because that comes up and we can put it up and these guys can actually talk about it. I mean, Rico, I know you're on a time schedule. Is there what's going on over there in the Pittsburgh area?
I'm kind of the same thing as everyone else, a little mixture of everything. We're shut down again too. Luckily I had 4 locations. I closed one kind of in the middle. It was so I had a little mixture of kind of the dining at that location. It was at PNC Park. And it was a big location for us, but we relied heavily on filling up the place and pirate games and everything else. So I tried on that one, and during the first shutdown that we had, we were getting, usually I would get about 150, 200 people that would come through, and we were mostly selling slices, so the ticket averages were lower. But we were only getting about 50, 60. So I unfortunately had to close that location. But was able to move everyone to my 3 other locations, which that's the one thing I learned during all this. You kind of look at everything in a different light. We start looking at our P&L real closely and seeing where we can save. I added on some new vendors, and just recently found someone that I can get. I use grande cheese, and I got it 30 cents cheaper a pound, which because I didn't want to raise. You're trying not to raise. I can't raise my prices right now because everyone's sensitive on that, and I don't really want to. I don't want to cut anyone's pay. Don't want to lose hours. So you find ways that you can save. I renegotiated my linen contracts. I have 3 vendors I'm using now because when times were good, I didn't really look that close at it, which now I'm kicking myself a little bit. I could have been doing a lot better, but that's the biggest thing I think for 2021 is just always keep in mind that times might get rough again, and how could you always be on top of your game?
Well, this is we've started creating a playbook. Everybody started creating a playbook. Giovanni, I wanted to ask you because with Billy Bricks, you've gone around, you've created several brick and mortars, but now you're doing a lot of mobile stuff. Those vans are huge and they're beautiful.
Yeah,
what has that been?
Well, the truck business took a big hit too because there's no festivals, there's no events going on. But so we had to kind of reimagine how we would do business, and we just started doing some neighborhood pop-ups, connecting with some of the community, and that's been very successful for us for the last 9 months.
Well, that's good. You always think that there's I was just wondering, is there any kind of difference in as far as the regulations for like a mobile unit versus a brick and mortar?
Since day one, because dine-in was shut down. Obviously, we don't have a dine-in on the truck, so there was really no regulations for us as far as where we can go. Just couldn't have large gatherings. But once we did these neighborhood pop-ups, we were some of these neighborhoods were selling 300, 400 pizzas. So it was pretty incredible at first, thinking that we weren't going to do anything, and then all of a sudden start generating some good sales. But with Billy Bricks, we were pretty well situated in the beginning because we started a lot of different ghost kitchens prior to COVID. So when COVID hit, we just kind of just built on that, and through Grubhub and Uber Eats, we have about 12 different ghost kitchens right now.
All right. Now, I do notice that, it seems to be a COVID thing. We're all getting that gray in our beards now. It happens, but all right. So as far as like the restrictions for like any kind of mobile unit, it seems like they were already in place, and they kind of set them up better for like brick and mortars because you don't have the dine-in aspect. So, anybody else want to chime in on that?
I sorry to interrupt. I do have to hop off. I wanted to thank you guys. I actually opened up a market next door to my one pizza shop, so I got to go over there. I'm working over there right now, so which actually became a nice essential business during this time, which we do cross and sell some of our products from the pizza shop over there. So I appreciate you guys. Happy holidays. Thanks for having me on, and just wanted to say goodbye.
Well, no, absolutely. Rico, hey, before you leave, I want to talk to you about that, opening up that market next door, too, and we'll make this an episode. But thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations on your win.
Thank you, guys.
Welcome to the team.
I look forward to, trying to compete in person, and, maybe I'll move up a little bit. Maybe. I know it's going to be hard to your guys' pizzas, but...
Well, you've met most of the people here, so maybe if you don't want to be associated with our group, you can just go that way. But
no,
we won't take it back.
Part of it.
You just got to look about live.
Everyone.
All right. Well, I appreciate it, Rico. Thank you so much.
Take care, Rico.
Bye.
Take care.
All right. So I did want to ask something real quick. Of like Giovanni, I guess Giovanni, Derek, and Lenny in Chicago. You guys are all relatively in the same area. How are things going up there? Because we're now on the up spiral of something else, as far as having to possibly shut down or further restrictions. What are you guys looking for in the next couple months?
All three locations are different areas. Mine are all like miles apart, So I know like the Park Race location that we're at, they're very strict. They just took some liquor license away to the court that had to pay a fine to go back in. So they're not messing around. Same with Evanston, same thing. And in Chicago too. One of the aldermen has restaurants that are board out there. He got, fined, $10,000 for letting people in. So they're really strict out here. Some certain towns, they're not. Like I know where I live in Mount Prospect, where Giovanni's at. I mean, there's people putting gates up like nobody knows that there's inside. I don't get that part. But people are doing it. They're trying to survive. I get it. And my thing on that is you're just opening yourself up for a lawsuit. If someone gets sick and dies of COVID because you didn't do your thing and you let people in, that's just, you're asking for trouble, in my opinion. Now, if you're doing the proper things, everybody's wearing gloves, you have proper procedures in place, nobody's eating inside, someone gets sick, hey, you did your due diligence. I think it's going to backfire in some of these operations. So, my opinion.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree a lot with Lenny. I mean, I think our strategy around this has been focused on, this is the long game, right? Like, this is, we all knew that there was going to be a second round of pandemic. Anyone that's looked at pandemics in the past knew that there was going to be a second wave. And so reopening for dining was just going to be eventually closed again. Otherwise, winter's coming in Chicago, these tents, these yurts, all these things just, it's not realistic, right? And if we're closing off airflow, even more, it's less realistic for you not to get sick if you're having parties in these little tents and yurts. So, much like Lenny said, it's just, for me personally, it's been a lot of talking to our staff and saying, well, how comfortable are you opening a portion of it for people to come in and pick up for food to go or things like that? But, I never wanted to subject my staff to something I wasn't willing to do myself. So if I'm not willing to walk up to a table and talk to people that don't have masks on, I don't want my staff to do it either. So we've been heavily focused on just making sure that we pick up our pickup game and delivery game as much as possible, just trying to grow it. And like we've said, it's about survival right now. And even though we're bleeding, we're just surviving as much as possible and keeping track of the projections to know how far can we go with what we have.
Well, you, Giovanni, what are you thinking there? I mean, because you have a different aspect. I know you have brick and mortars, but with the mobile unit. I'm just saying, with the mobile unit, what is your different kind of take on that? Just real quick.
For the wintertime, we don't really do too much business for the mobile units as it is. So right now we just do a lot of pop-up stuff with the apartment complexes in the city. Other than that, we kind of slow down. We don't really try to book too much because it's not just good revenue to be out there in the wintertime in Chicago. We'll just hustle down, and when it comes down to spring, and like Derek said, we're just focusing on the future as far as pick of a delivery go, and eventually if dining room opens up, because our business was 75-80% dining originally.
I think you should decorate your truck with Christmas lights like Clark, and then you pop up Christmas pizza.
Yeah.
You gotta actually hire Lenny to decorate your truck.
I could decorate your truck. That's no problem.
Lenny's got to dress as Santa too, though, and deliver those pizzas, right?
That's right.
I'd buy that slice. I'd buy that for $1. Honestly, so I appreciate everybody sticking around. Nathan, Brandon, Alex, Lars. Focus, Lars. We're talking to you. No, guys,
Brian,
I do want to
interrupt
move on. Yes.
I do want to say I've been super impressed. It's always nice to hear how many of us are looking at the next opportunity for 2021. And I feel like I'm getting ready to open up a new shop next month. Lars is working on his slice house. Like, everyone that's been talking has been saying, they're taking advantage of the moment. I hate saying taking advantage, but realistically, there's so many businesses that are shutting down, and there's so much good commercial space coming up. And I hate to say it, but I think it's only going to get even more opportune in the next month or so. But it's interesting how many people on this team are, really trying to build and grow, even though we're in the middle of the pandemic. And it's proud. It's great to see that.
I have 3 for sale. Everybody's interested.
Well, like you said, yeah, it's going forward versus shrinking back. And
the young guys, those are the young guys, right? Eric, our young guys all want to keep going.
Lenny's fine. You're fine where you're at. Is that what you're saying?
I'm ready to go down.
All right, guys. Well, let's. I did want to say something. I did want to bring something up about a couple of our fallen comrades, and just maybe let you guys do a couple minutes of eulogy for these guys. But Mr. Tom Lehman, the Doe doctor, who succumbed to. Unfortunately, he succumbed to it was COVID. I'm sorry. I'm trying to. That's that video. There we go. I was trying to make something very nice and subtle, but I mean, here's the thing: is this basically what can you say about making sure that people take this seriously, because this is one of our own. I mean, what do you guys think?
Well, I think the how you approach it is how people will accept it. So from immediately since this thing started, we took it extremely serious. We took every bit of information and broadcast out to our company. We just didn't do changes in policies. We explained why we did them. When we in Ohio, I'm not sure how every other location is, but in Ohio, masks at first weren't mandatory. Well, we made them mandatory in our company. We had the plastic shields up before anyone did it, because we wanted to relate to our people, our team, our friends and family, how serious we're taking this. And how serious we're taking to protect you and our customers. We have 12 restaurants. 6 of them have dining rooms. All 6 are still closed because we're not going to increase the opportunity for someone to bring it into our stores if we could prevent it. And we just make adjustments. So I believe that it's your approach. If you come in saying, "Oh God, got to wear these masks, and I hate doing it, and it's such a joke." Well, that's how people are going to take it. But if we walked in saying, "Guys, this is what we have to do. It's what we're going to do. It protects you. It's not 100%, but it helps. And if it helps a little bit, it helps. It's awesome." So I believe the approach was the most important part of that.
Well, and I mean, and that's great too, and I hope everybody takes that to heart. And I have no doubt that everybody on this panel right now does. There's Giovanni; he's constantly moving. I love that. He's very mobile. But
I'm gonna take off, Brian,
it's.
I have to go do a truck event actually. But thanks.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you being here, sir.
Awesome. Take care, guys.
Yeah.
See you, Giovanni.
Thank you.
Happy Merry Christmas, Giovanni.
So
Billy Briggs, that last thing, but I mean, it's more about Tom Lehman. What did he mean to you?
Yeah,
because we do have another. I mean,
what a loss that is. Just
Yeah.
terrible. We lost Dave. We lost Tom, Sean just recently. Just some good people lost. The other day I was actually about the our pizza crust is Chicago style pizza crust, so it's tavern style, so it's really thin, and it only performs well in a stone oven or restaurant commercial grade oven, and so I wanted to figure out a way to where I can formulate it to work in a home oven, and I wanted to email them and say, hey, what's your suggestion? Baking powder? Is it baking powder the suggestion? And then I'm like, wait a minute, he's passed. I can't even ask him a question anymore. So
yeah. Well, and I mean, not to make it a downer or do like the Oscars in memoriam thing, but Tom Lehman, Sean Randazzo, we've lost. I mean, Dave was last year. Derek, were you just wanting to say something? I don't know. It's just one of those things where we have to realize how serious this is.
I mean, Tom was someone I looked up to for a long time, right? Before I'm still new to the pizza game. I've only been doing this maybe about like 5-6 years, and every pizza making forum post, I've learned so much from Tom, and I've met him once, and it's just ridiculous, just in my head to even think that he's gone. And Sean was just, he was so kind to our family. Like when we went to Detroit Pizza to do research, and when he came to Chicago and he gave his official blessing to my Logan Squares to say that, oh, you can call these Detroits. They fit the bill of what, I would call Detroits. It's just, he's been so kind in sharing his knowledge and talent, and just to the whole pizza community. I mean, all these folks that we've lost to COVID or other things in this past year and a half it's been terrible.
And that is, I mean, they were both very forthcoming with any information, which is what we love about this pizza community, is that we are all very open. We're not secretive like the rest of the restaurant industry. So
real quick, with Brian, real quick with we all compete, we all travel, and when we next time we go to Vegas or whatever and not see Sean and those guys there, it's gonna hurt. Those guys were. I first saw Detroit style pizza from Sean when he competed and won. I forgot how many years ago it was.
Same here.
And that was the first time I saw it.
2011. I had no idea what he was doing.
Yeah.
It was like you and I you were running it, but I was standing there, sitting there like he won the first year that I got to the finals, like 2013. My first time ever competing in Vegas, and I remember, what the hell is that? Like really sitting there
falling in love.
But there was like 45 people waiting to try his pizza around that table, and really like I would say it's probably pretty hard to find another moment in pizza, at least in my 18 years, and I would say probably most people here that have been doing it longer than me would agree that changed the American pizza industry in one event or at one moment. And he won 2 years later, and one was traditional, one was non-traditional, but the idea that this one guy from Detroit came into the world's biggest pizza expo and completely changed the American pizza game with one competition pizza is insane. I don't think that's an exaggeration. I think that man did that. That one pizza, and then Lamarca, I've told like 4 people this story. You and I have been telling. I don't even know you then. I mean, we met, but like we both had the same experience at a competition. This one time, this man blew up the pizza world.
Yeah, Lamarca makes Detroit pizza in Italy. They laugh at.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like when that pizza has gone international. Like people, that's a showstopper. That pizza, wherever we go or wherever anyone makes that. And he created that whole buzz, and I think the whole industry pivoted, and just took notice. And I mean, look at Derek in Chicago has a whole place about it, and we introduced one in our company because of that. And I know a lot of you guys and a lot of people in the industry have done it, and that was due to one person, and that's incredible. And as a big of an impact he made in the pizza world, he was even bigger as a person and better as a person, honest to God. And he didn't hesitate to share how to do it, and he was proud of it. And we it hurts. It's gonna hurt, going to Napix or Vegas or anywhere, and and not see him. It's gonna hurt.
Detroit cheeseburger pizza in Naples. Like,
well, what's that?
Sean was making a Detroit cheeseburger pizza, and he had mustard and pickles on it. I'm like, what? Where are you going with that? He started laughing. He came in like planes.
Yeah, and no, I created a burger pizza with mustard and pickles too, and that kind of gave me validation myself. I'm like, it tastes good. If it tastes like a cheeseburger, that's all you need, right?
It was pretty funny because he had the last laugh. I was laughing. I'm like, yeah, great. He's like, we're in Ohio, bro. I'm like, okay.
All right, guys. So Alex, I mean, out there, I'm going to start with you. We're looking at 2021, Alex. What are you looking forward to? Because you're actually opening up that all vegan shop. We're going to jump into. Well, actually, there's another thing I'm going to come back to, but 2021. What are you looking forward to, as far as California pizza culture?
Honestly, I'm looking forward to being able to on again. I don't even know if that'll happen in 2021, but like I think this has been repeated multiple times, keeping everyone safe, keeping everyone employed, and like just getting through this, seeing it through all the way to the end. And as far as like opening up the new spot, just getting in there, creating, building it up from the ground up, getting back in the kitchen, being more a part of that instead of like a less behind the scenes owner like I am at Purgatory. And just creating.
I mean, that's great. I mean, we got to look forward to just reopening back up. And I know that I'm excited to follow your story because you have a couple different stories going on. You have Purgatory Pizza, but also Hot Tongue Pizza coming up. Lenny, I assume you guys are just going to keep rocking out as much as you can as far as Chicago style. I mean, your menu is huge. It's insane. I don't know how you guys sustain it, but I mean, anybody, and again, don't wait for me to call on you. You can chime in. You muted yourself, jabroni. That was for you, Alex.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
I see Michael should be complaining about my menu, but the problem is we've done it for so many years that people come to us not just for pizza; they come for us for the pasta dishes, the entrees, and any unique things that we do. We don't just have tavern style pizza. We do Detroit, we do Sicilian, we do grandmother, we do Neapolitan, we do stuff, we do deep dish, pan, everything. So East Coast. We're pretty much every style of pizza but St. Louis style. And it is challenging at times. It is very challenging at times to make them all consistent and good. But we do it. We get it done. And, a lot of those things are interchangeable. We have two pizza crusts. Actually, three different style pizza crusts, which is, we have our Chicago Tavern that's used for our deep and our pan. That's formulated that way, and then we have our Neapolitan style that we do our grandmas, our Neapolitans, and we do a different on our East Coast with. So it's not like we're making 6 different doughs to make those pizzas. It is very difficult. And maybe Alex, I heard you're making the vegan place, and I've had a lot of requests for vegan. I was just texting Derek about what cheese people are using for the vegan because we do a lot of gluten-free. We have a very good gluten-free recipe that we do, and that's our base. But
the flour.
We use the Caputo-based flour, but then we have our own formula that goes inside of it.
Nice.
So people are asking for a vegan cheese, and I know nothing about it. I've never researched it, and was it worth it? I mean, that's a whole different subject. I'm just saying that's another thing I would like to add to my menu, Brian.
Yeah. Taking notes here.
Lenny, come by anytime. We'll talk.
All right, so
Lenny, come by. We'll talk. I'm
going to give it to Nathan, and then I'm going to get to all you guys real quick. But Nathan, what are you seeing as far as 2021, as far as somebody on the ground in the industry for people actually trying to open up restaurants and get this equipment? What maybe your best tips, or what are what are you most excited about in 2021?
I kind of hit on a little bit ago. the biggest thing is asking questions. Creating a partnership with a dealer. Whether it's Lamarca or anybody, you've got somebody you go to. If you've got an established package, or you just want to experiment with a different style pizza, a different style oven, whether it's a conveyor oven, a deck oven. We're seeing some new ventless technologies that are available. So depending on the building structure that you're going into, that we might have to go with a ventless oven because you can't put in a dedicated hood system. So there's some flexibility. There's a ton of available options. So, like I said, ask around, see what's working for other people. It's been mentioned a few times that this industry has come together so well. Everybody's so close, and I'm not saying they're giving away recipes, but we'll talk about different things that are going on to help each other out. So, I mean, everyone, the badgering and everything else is it's awesome. But everybody's having fun. There's still a smile on everybody's face. So, just ask the questions. We're all here to help each other out. We want each other to succeed. That's part of being, I'll say, a member of the United States of America. We have the ability to do what we want and ask questions and help. We want our neighbors to succeed and be better in life.
Well, and I did want to say that you had the absolutely right attitude there. As far as the U.S. Pizza Team sponsor, is that if you become a sponsor, send a representative so that we have somebody to talk to. So we have somebody to call, a personal face, because between Burkett and Galbani, we have those personal faces to where our members can actually reach out to you and get things done. But I mean, it's just that. It's not a faceless corporation. It's Nathan Buclair of Burkett. So
your Grande guys, if you look here, I had a Camaro when I used Grande.
And we do like Grande too.
Oh, okay.
That's not motivation for you to have extra money in your pocket, or you can use California cheese. I'm sorry, Mars.
Did that come with a Tom Selleck mustache?
No, but
that Ferrari? No, it didn't. Okay.
The Grande is
everybody knows happy cows come from California, dude.
Right.
You guys all need to get on the California cheese.
Grande cheese got really.
I'm sorry you guys haven't figured it out yet.
And now all the goodwill is gone, Nathan, and that's all gone.
Illinois is the problem.
The hardest part is that we work with all these guys, so I don't know who to make happy. I want to make you all happy. So all of you, send me your cheese, and I'll just make a pizza with every single one. Brandon, New Hudson, Michigan. What's going on up there? What are you looking forward to? Because you can maybe speak for our friend Dan Uccello as well, who's over there in the Michigan area, but any of our guys in that particular area. But you took the time to be here today, so we really appreciate you. What do you got?
Definitely a much nicer guy than Dan Uccello. That's
he's a jerk.
Actually, Dan's the best. I had a question the other day on our Facebook chat, and he just called me and said, "All right, here's what you need to do." But we're excited for 2021. I mean, it's been a tough year, but we've been able to. We had to figure out what our next step was going to be, and like Derek was saying, I mean, there is a lot of unfortunate circumstances where people are closing up, and we found an opportunity to be in a great location for our second spot. And we've been under construction now for a few months, and we're taking a little bit of a turn here. Our first one is primarily carry out curbside delivery, like I said, and this one, hopefully we can maintain those sales with carry out curbside delivery, but also add quite a bit of dine-in. So we're gonna have between 80 and 90 seats, full bar. It's a complete remodel. We gutted the old restaurant that was there. It's in just in this area, it's a perfect ideal location for us, and we're a lot of foot traffic, a downtown setting, just really, really cool spot. And we weren't looking when it came about, but I was driving my daughter to summer camp, and I just saw that there was a for lease sign on the. I always said if a place in this area comes available, and nothing typically does because they all do pretty well down there. I said I'm going to jump on it, so we were able to figure out a way to make that work, and so we're really excited about that. And we actually had a deal before that deal even started, we're going to be opening up inside Ford Field where the Pathetic Lions play. But that'll be a really good marketing opportunity for us to open up in the club level there. And we're ready to go there. We just need to be allowed to have some fans for concerts or Monster Jam or football. And, we haven't even talked about that. We were hoping that'd be a good jolt marketing-wise for us before our next location open. But we're going to hold off on that until we can get in there. And that's going to be a marketing, really good for our marketing for us. We're not going to make a ton of money there, they said, but we'll make a little bit. But just like the marketing, the newspaper articles, the news is going to be the street credit almost is going to be pretty exciting. So
yeah, I love you said street credit. There you go. I mean, if you can, at least get that. Lars, I got two more, Lars and then LaMarca, and then I'll show this video, and if anybody's watching at that point, they can watch. But Lars, we talked with Alex Kuntz a little bit about what the LA, or at least what he's expecting to do. What are you thinking? You're not in LA, obviously. You're up Los Altos, so super north. What are your expectations for 2021?
Got some technical difficulties here. So I heard nothing that you said.
2021.
Answer the phone, will you, Porky?
Dude, there's so much stuff going on here. What are you asking me? What's going on in 2021?
Yeah, what are your expectations?
I hope I can reopen my arcade. That would be really cool.
Oh, that would be awesome. I'm not coming until you get the Star Wars stand-up arcade, okay?
I got a whole long story about the Star Wars one. Got an Atari guy. I'm trying to work on one. I'm excited for things.
I'll set up for Tron.
I think things are going to get back to normal. I'm really excited to have people in the restaurant again and get to see customers because that's really why we do this. It's so weird to for us to serve food, try to make the food, spend a lot of time doing that, procure great ingredients, put it in a box and give it to somebody in a mask or put it in the trunk of their car. I really hope that the industry that's been so good to me and that I've got so much out of the restaurant industry that we can kind of get back to the reasons we're doing this for. And like Derek said, I don't want it to sound morbid, but that there's going to be opportunity here to take over restaurants and to grow and to see some opportunities. So we signed the lease for our place that we're hopefully opening a slice shop here in the next 2 or 3 weeks, which is scary and exciting during a pandemic. But I hope that there's going to be more opportunities to grow the brand, and I can bother LaMarca some more about his how to take over the world. He's my business guy. When I have a money question or a business question, LaMarca's the guy to go to. I don't know why he gets the last word. Maybe he's just special like that. But
no, I honestly forgot about him until the end. But
LaMarca, who?
My wife's over here.
He's laughing now.
My wife wants a Detroit pizza. She doesn't even eat my pizza since she had LaMarca's Detroit pizza in San Diego. My wife won't touch the food I make anymore. Thanks, LaMarca.
All right. Well, I guess, and on that note, let's go to our, the U.S. Pizza Team captain, one of the guys that I respect most, as most people here do. He's been wading through a lot of the weeds on, just gives us the information straight as we need it from the government. As a captain, what are you looking forward to in 2021 for the U.S. Pizza Team? Less the U.S. Pizza Team and more the industry.
You mean Jason? Where's Jason?
Oh, you got to unmute yourself too, LaMarca. We can't hear you. Jabroni.
Thank God I was muted. Thank God I was muted. I was really going after swearing at Lenny. The industry, the pizza industry, I'm really excited for 2021 where I know we will all be getting together, and how we'll be getting together, I'm still not 100% sure, but I know we will be getting together, and I'm excited for that. I'm excited for the opportunity to compete again and be part of competitions. I think that is so re-energizing for myself and for all of us. I always come back with more ideas and come back with so much excitement to get going and to create something. Like I said, timing, when, where, and how, I'm not 100% sure, but it will happen. and I'm so looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to seeing each and everyone in the industry. I'm looking forward to gathering, celebrating, remembering, just giving a hug to a lot of you guys. It's been a hard year. It's been really rough. It's been the most mentally, emotionally, physically hardest year of my life, and for all of us. I'm just looking forward to that moment when we all get together, because it's going to happen, and we have to keep believing in that, because we have to speak it into existence. It has to happen, and I believe that the outlook is strong for us. It's going to be not easy, but it's strong. We have a lot of work to do to get through this. We have a lot of things to accomplish before the stuff happens, but it's there. It's within our reach. And I believe 2021 will be a good transition year from what we went through to back to normalcy. And I think 2022 will be a even more fantastic year. But I don't want to paint blue skies and say 2021. When that ball drops in New York City, it's gonna be great. We still have a lot to do and a lot of things to happen. But I do think 2021 will be the transition from the hardest years of our life, business, mentally, physically, emotionally, family, all that, to getting back to normal. And I feel strong saying that's going to happen.
Well, absolutely. It's just one day on a calendar. What difference does that make? It's all the difference that you put into it. So make sure that you just keep doing what you guys are doing. You guys have all been strong. This is why you're all here right now. This is why we're talking, to give kind of a push to the industry. I don't agree with this last comment. I just disavow this person. No. But I did want to. I'm going to try. I want to show this video real quick, and don't go anywhere, guys.
Brian, real quick. Brian, can I say something real quick?
Yes.
After this meeting, Lars and Derek, Van A will be doing a separate meeting. I will get a hold of you guys for a Van A meeting after this.
You son of a bitch. And I'm allowed that. I'm allowed 3 swears per episode. I forgot my Van B. I actually took it home. It's been sitting there for a while. So all you Van A leaders, whatever. But I did want to actually show this video. I'm going to try to do this because I actually started with a different program, so I'm going to have to change my audio. But I want to show this. This is kind of a year in review, and it's some great stuff here. But I do want to thank you before, if anybody takes off, I want to thank everybody for joining us here today, watching us, asking us questions, putting up comments, all of your guys' input. We look forward to many more conversations with you in the future.
Happy holidays, guys.
Right here, and then here we go. I'm going to share my screen. And yeah, I know you guys can watch me trying to figure my stuff out. Here we go. Don't look at me like that. I see what you're doing. There we go. Everybody say hello. Don't say hello. Just wave. They say they see the regulations have been lifted, and they say, "Well, I'm allowed to. It's my right to be able to dine in." It's not. He's there supporting you right there. We love Lars. But I do like that this post on your.
We have 2 native pizza styles of our own: Old Forge and pan-fried Sicilian pizza, which I like to go around, travel, and talk about.
Michael Reyes Casanova eked out the win by 1.5 points.
Oh, man.
1.5 points, and then Tara came in third with 106.
Without being too shadowy. Great photo, great pizza.
I thought this.
Right, what about you? Go ahead, Dana. I'm sorry.
No, that's right.
I can't wait to see all the recipes that everybody's coming up with right now. I'm very excited. They've been I don't want to say they've been very secretive, but it's been one of those things where there's not a whole lot of information going out about it. So,
It's just, I've had a weird life, man. I've had a weird life. But LeBron and I have made up. We're good. He brought us a championship. We kissed and made up. I love LeBron. You know, I got, if you.
But did you, that's what I was wondering, did you bring full on Italian, the full East Coast to California? I'm sure you had to adapt it, but.
I wanted to do like a Napoli style. I actually worked in Italy for a while.
Just just kind of figure out what's going on. So, but my first question to you, Vincenzo, sir, is what is your earliest pizza memory? Your idea to reach out to the schools hits close to home, and it's a great idea for all restaurateurs. However, I feel what is the most important to the world currently is, do you think Joe Exotic is guilty, and you have any ideas on how to free him? I should ask you these questions before I ask them live. Store, did you do a little bit of training with your customers? I know there's another topic dealing with this we're going to talk about later, but
yeah, there's always two things to it. You need to, if you're going to talk about it, you better make sure that you're.
So, Leah, hello.
Hey, we're going to do a
not much
change here. If I can get Leah there.
Okay, so Brandon, is it Brandon with no D?
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. There you go.
No, I fixed it on this one, but it was the same months ago too. So okay, that's the same. Hey guys, and Alex, we didn't get you in on that one. I do apologize, but no, hey, I do want to talk.
Hello, don't say hello, just wave.
Oh God, why is it going again? But I do want to talk with you again when Hot Tongue comes out to see how the vegan thing does in LA. But again, guys, everybody, I appreciate all your time today, all your information throughout the last months, and just kind of support for the industry. I mean, because it's not like you're just putting this information out there. You are readily available for anybody who wants to actually ask you questions. So I look forward to many more interviews with you.
They see the regulations.
Why does he keep doing that? Jesus Christ.
I'm allowed.
You
need an IT?
I might. I don't
you
know
need
what's
an IT
going
guy,
on.
dude.
I'm just going to get rid of the whole thing there. And there we go. Yeah, so guys, thank you so much. This has been the year in review for 2021. I think I'm one of the first who can say good riddance.
Agreed.
I didn't know how to put it gently. What do you guys think?
Good riddance sums it up.
I mean, did we learn stuff from it, but did we want to learn it that way? Probably not. Okay.
No.
All right. So good riddance. I want to thank all my guests, but especially the guys who stuck it out. Lenny Rago, the master of Panino's Pizza. He is the boss. I think he froze. Oh, no, he's moving. He's moving. He was just watching. Lamarca, captain of the U.S. Pizza team. Brandon Davis of Novello's Pizza. Lars Smith, champion of many of our competitions in the U.S. Pizza team of State of Mind Public House. Alex Kuntz, co-owner of Purgatory Pizza in L.A. and soon-to-be co-owner of Hot Tongue Pizza in L.A., vegan concept. And Nathan Buclair, our one and only U.S. Pizza team representative to Burkett Restaurant Equipment and Supplies. And we love the fact that we have somebody we can actually talk to. So I thank you so much.
Thank you.
I will see you guys next time. I'm just going to leave you on this outro, but until then, stay safe and stay sane, and just say goodbye or anything.
Happy holidays, everybody. Stay healthy, man.
Later.
Good to
Stay
see you
safe.
guys.
See you guys.
Great to see all you guys.
Great to see you guys too.
I love that. Blah, 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 blah.